Welcome to ClickFunnels Radio, the podcast that brings you the latest strategies, insights, and success stories from online marketers just like you who utilize funnels to grow their business. Our mission is simple: to help you unleash the true potential of your online business by harnessing the power of funnels. Join us every week as we bring you exclusive interviews and thought-provoking discussions that will revolutionize the way you approach online marketing. Here are your hosts, Laura Demetrius and Chris Cameron.
Welcome back to another episode of ClickFunnels Radio. My name is Chris Cameron, and with me, as always, is my awesome co-host, Laura Demetrius. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. This is awesome because we've had so much fun over the last few months interviewing a lot of entrepreneurs, people outside of the ClickFunnels organization. But today we have a very special guest from the inside, like from right inside ClickFunnels. And this is my good friend, Greg Dakins. Buddy, what's up?
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us today.
All the way from Canada. Well, here's how I'm going to start this. This is kind of a different way to do it, but it's funny, you know, you talk about seats on the bus, all right, and getting the right people onto the bus, but then you talk about putting them in the right seats. And I would say, Greg, you have been a person that has been on a number of seats on the ClickFunnels bus. There's no doubt that you are the right person, but you're such a weapon that you've been utilized from virtual hackathons to different coaching things. And now you are running the Funnel Builder certification. Maybe talk to us about your journey here at ClickFunnels and some of the things that you've done, what you enjoy.
Ooh, sure. Yeah, it's a fun story. So, over 7 years ago now.
That's crazy.
Right? One of my good friends, actually, we went out for dinner and he started telling me, I just started working for this software company, and our other good friend that we grew up with, they got this whole thing kicked off and started it, and he was working in tech support. So his name is Hugh Doran. He does he's on our QA team now. He's like testing everything in the background. He's a wizard. Yeah. And I was like, dang, like that sounds so cool. Like I had experience in web design and everything before that. I've used like every website builder out there. I was working in automations and more of like a security field kind of thing. And I was like, hey, like, I didn't even know that our friends like took it to this level. Can I get in on this? And he told me like, yeah, like just submit an application here and see what happens. So I got in, my interview went awesome. I actually interviewed with Brent Copeters back then. He was interviewing people. Yeah. And got in tech support, just ground floor of tech support. I was working 2 other jobs. I was working for the Ottawa Senators as just like security. And I was working for a government like security automations company. So I was doing both of those.
You really
at the same
are
time.
A Swiss Army knife.
He is a Canadian Army knife.
So I was working at those 2 jobs during the day, and then I would get home and just like jump on my computer and start doing tech support. So I was taking a lot of questions, just like it was early days of ClickFunnels.
Hold on, back up though. You were doing actual security. Like if things got out of hand, you'd have to use your jujitsu to handle it.
Yeah, sometimes just like crazy hockey fans.
This guy, Greg is also a killer martial artist too. You want to talk about like the jack of all trades. Keep going. I don't mean to interrupt, but I like to add the color commentary sometimes.
Well, and we all know Canadian hockey fans can get a little rowdy.
It was crazy for some of the games. So I took the job purely just to watch hockey games for free, I'll be honest. But we were in Ottawa, so we're right in between Montreal and Toronto. So those are 2 of the bigger markets in hockey. And it's cheaper for their fans to travel to Ottawa and get seats at that arena than it is to go to a game in their own city.
Yeah.
So it's basically like their second home games, plus some raging like local fans that actually want to go through that torment of having the other team take over their building. So it was just like nonstop fights for those games. All the other ones, very relaxed. You get to watch free hockey. Those games, it was chaos.
I love it. So then you start in ClickFunnels, you get the gig in tech support, and I want to hear the different positions that you've had. And then I also want to hear a little bit about currently what you're doing.
Yeah, especially tech support to being like an official face. Like, Greg, people know who you are now. Like, you are a face of ClickFunnels. So this is an interesting trajectory. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So I started in tech support, and we were just like a lot of people on the team, like ClickFunnels was so new. We were just like figuring out things as tickets were coming in. Like it was crazy, but it was just something that I really enjoyed doing. And within a few months, I interviewed for a team lead position. So I ended up having my own team of tech support agents under me. And then my job is just like make sure that they're learning, they're getting better, and our team is performing well, just like cranking out tickets. So I did that for quite a while. Then I interviewed and got on for a position as the at the time they were calling it the assistant director of technical support. So
basically Dwight Schrute.
Exactly. That joke came up so many times. Like when we announced that I got that position, literally we had Dwight gifts while we were doing the announcement. But I did that for probably over a year. And then Brent reached out to me and asked if I was interested in something called the virtual hackathons.
Yeah. This was huge.
Yes. That, like, above anything, made me an expert in all things ClickFunnels. So for that position, we were at one point 3 times a day. Eventually it became 2 times a day, going live for anyone that had a ClickFunnels account that wanted to jump onto our sessions. And we were just building a funnel start to finish. They weren't always the prettiest funnel, but start to finish, we were building a funnel with follow-up funnels and everything inside of ClickFunnels Classic. So I had 2 other people helping me run that, but it was just every single day at go time, you had to be ready, and you just had to build that funnel and answer all the questions live as they were coming in.
You know what I loved about this? The very first funnel that I built, I don't know if you remember this, Greg, I messaged you and was like, hey, I watched this one. Can you send me the recording of it? And what I did is I watched, I paused, and then I built. And then I paused and built, paused and built. And it was fascinating. Like, that's how I got to learn how to use ClickFunnels. So I know a lot of other people that came in the community leaned on this big time. People were starting to build funnels. They'd come in and ask you every question and literally build with you.
That's so cool.
It was a lot of fun.
Like going from tech support though, like being behind your computer to suddenly like being on lives? Like, did you feel like you were ready for it? Like, did it take some warming up? Like,
at the time it didn't feel that crazy. Like I was going live for our entire tech support team all the time, which was like, at that time, like it's not as many now. At that time, it was like almost 200 support agents. So
wow,
it didn't feel that weird at the time, but I have recordings of the first virtual hackathon that I did. And like, watching back is very hard to watch.
It's like Russell's video. Who wants a piece of that?
Exactly.
And your official title now is?
Yeah, so now I am the manager of the Funnel Builder certification program. So did the virtual hackathon for almost 2 years. We were almost doing that every day. And then I actually started helping out 2CCX. I was a coach in 2CCX while still doing some virtual hackathon stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was at the office one day for, I believe it was the webinar funnel hackathon. I got to actually sit down with Chris and Russell and everyone and found out that there was a plan for the certification program and they wanted me to help out with it. So jumped at that opportunity like 100%. And we have built out what I think is the best funnel building training program.
Tell us about that. Tell us about what that entails. I mean, first off, before you answer that, you have to understand that the experience that Greg has had doing this, he is the ideal member of the team to do this. And I'm so excited for the people who are certifying under this because it's going to help our entire community. We talk a lot about the who, not the how. Like if you get stuck and you're running, you have momentum in your business and then you go, oh crud, I need to build a funnel. Some people aren't wired that way. Maybe they're the attractive character. They're not the person that gets into the weeds or would get on the virtual hackathon, and they need somebody to help them do this. Rather than stop and learn, there are people that Greg is training, that ClickFunnels is training to become certified in these funnel builds that you can just go and hire. And so maybe you can tell us like how you get involved with that, a little bit more about the program, but that's how you keep the momentum sometimes, is finding that, that who, not the how.
Yeah, 100%. So the certification program, it's more than just me, really. Like I'm just managing it. But if you sign up for the certification program, you're getting training from Russell. So Russell's teaching you the strategy behind all the funnels. I'll tell you guys more about that in a moment. You get me showing you the tactics, which is just going into ClickFunnels, showing you exactly what to do to get that end result of the funnel that you want to get certified in. We have Jim Edwards teaching you the copywriting.
Awesome.
Right. So like who better to teach you the copy for all of the different types of funnels that you could possibly
Then the
build,
unicorn himself.
right? And then we also have Ben Moot in there teaching us like all the funnel hack, like just powerhouse. Sharing an insane amount of wealth of his experience of like
we all love Ben
these types of things and like selling these types of services. We have him on board. We have Jason Economides doing sales training for our members. So like you get certified in a specific type of funnel. That's great. But then what do you do once you have that, right? Like how do you start marketing yourself? How do you start selling that as a service? How do you start getting clients? So we have Jason doing live calls all the time, like sharing his experiences with that, giving insane advice.
The funnel Jedi.
The funnel Jedi himself. He's on board with us. And then we're bringing in different experts all the time to share what's working, what's not working, different experiences that they've had. It is a community as well. Like all of these experts are in there, but then all the people that are going through it are in our community and sharing with each other as well. It's been so awesome to just watch it grow. But
and I have to say, it is such a fun group of people. Like I've had the pleasure of getting to know some of them both virtually and at Funnel Hacking Live, and just some of them being ambassadors. They all have such great personalities. They all get along so well. And I've never met a better group of people who are just like so pumped to help everyone else. Yeah. Like they do such a great job in our community. Like they're amazing. They're not just educating people, but they like love connecting with everyone. It's such a fun group.
It's insane. Like it's a very vast group too. Like we have people that have been in the game forever, like even longer than I have, that are in there getting certified and helping each other out. We have people that have within the last few months got started, got certified, are getting clients and sharing those experiences of going from like no idea what they're doing to now having paid clients. Some of them even, we'll get into this, beating Russell Brunson's funnels in competitions. Yeah. Come back to that.
Yes, let's talk about that in a little bit.
Right. But at this time right now, there's 12 core funnels that you can get certified in, and then there's 5 bonus certifications like conversions and follow-up funnels and all these bonus certifications that you can get as well. And once you get all those certifications, you can actually win this nice award that's over my left shoulder. Right? I think we had almost 30 people walk the stage last year.
Holy cow.
Live, and
first year into it. This is the first year doing it.
Yeah.
First year.
Awesome.
And then beyond that, right, we have training to help you start selling those services once you learn how to build these funnels. So it's not just like, there's certification programs out there where literally you can sign up and within 5 minutes have your first certification. This is a program where you're learning how to build these funnels, but you're submitting your work to my team. My team is actually reviewing, making sure that you're the person that's doing it, making sure that you know how to do it. Like someone who gets this award has done the work and they have earned their seal of approval by the program and by ClickFunnels.
So that they can, be agents or make money themselves. And then you set them up for success. Like they know how to build funnels for people and not just find loopholes and workarounds. Like they're really going through the trenches with everybody. But I'm curious because I know,
right?
Because you mentioned it's like 12 official like funnel certifications in the program and then there's that like bonus ones. Do you have people in the program that get like really competitive and like want to race others like to the finish line? So how does that work? Like when they have to submit things for approval and to make sure that, everything was done the right way, like what's the average time frame for becoming certified in a certain funnel?
So it varies, right? Like we have people that can come in and within a few days have one of the easier certificate, like not that it's easier, just a smaller funnel, like a lead squeeze funnel. It's 2 pages, right? That's a lot less work than like a VSL funnel.
Yeah. And maybe they came in with a little experience too. That might fast track them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. So someone who's been building for a while already knows what the funnel is, they just need to go in and do the work. Probably a few days. They have to submit their first assignment. So their first assignment is to rebuild the funnel that I've built actually. They'll submit that, it'll get reviewed, and then it'll come back to them like, hey, you passed, you can move on to the next assignment. And that is to rebuild their own version of that funnel. So we're building everything based off of Russell's control. So the very first thing that Russell teaches everyone is the strategy, and he shows them the control version of that funnel, which is like, it's like the brainchild of all the tests that he has done over all the years. So we're using that as our starting point for like all of our funnels.
The stuff that works.
Right. So they build that version and then they're certified. We send them digital certifications. They get listed in the Funnel Builder marketplace with premium listings. And they're then able to go and tell the world and market themselves as a certified funnel builder in whichever type that they receive.
I love this. I want to talk too about this Funnel Builder marketplace.
Yeah.
It's hard. We talked, like I said, about the who and the how, but I know a lot of you listening to, you've been hit up in Facebook groups from somebody who maybe lives on the moon. I don't know where they live. You know, they maybe don't speak your language or whatever. Or Fiverr, right? You maybe have a bad experience where somebody says, oh yeah, I can do that. And maybe it's fake reviews. One thing that is really cool about getting somebody who's certified is they, just like Greg said, they have the stamp of approval from ClickFunnels, Russell, Greg, and the team. So you can know that this is somebody who knows what they're doing. So talk to us maybe about where they go find somebody like that and how they feel confident. I mean, is there a scoring system? Like, how does this work? Reviews?
So it's super easy. You just go to funnelbuilder.com, and on funnelbuilder.com, you have two options, which is like, in a sense, like you don't normally do with funnels, but it makes sense for what we're doing, right? So you have two options: become a funnel builder or hire a funnel builder. So if you want to join the certification program, that option's there. But if you're just looking to hire someone to do it for you, that's already gone through it, you click the button, it takes you to the marketplace where everyone's listed. There's a section you can go to if you want to see just the certified funnel builders, that's in there. But you can actually break it down by, okay, I want to see certified funnel builders who are certified in VSL funnels. You choose your little filters and it shows you all the people that have been certified in the program and have an active listing in our marketplace. Then on top of that, they get scored based on reviews. So if they've done work with other people and they left them a good review, it all shows up on there. I think it's star ratings, but you can actually click on it and see the comments from people that have worked with them in the past.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then the other side you say is if you want to become a funnel builder, who's the ideal person for that? I mean, I think sometimes people will start their online marketing journey one of two ways. One is often affiliate marketing. And then this might be another way, is going and building funnels for other people. So who's this for? How do they get involved?
Yeah. So I'd say like anyone who's in this world, like has gotten at least somewhat interested in online marketing and has at least, thought about building a funnel before. For a lot of people, like taking that leap of like creating their own like business is like crazy to them. But if they go through this program, they learn how to build the funnels that when they're building their own business, they end up having to learn anyways. They learn how to build a funnel, but they also learn how to basically create a business with the funnels that they're learning how to build. So I'd say especially for anyone who likes to be.
I think that's a really key point too. When people are like, do I want to become a funnel builder? Do I want to build funnels for other people? And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. By learning these funnels, you're actually creating your own business. Like you are an entrepreneur now. Like this is a career path as a way to work independently for yourself and have incredible clients. Like there's so much potential in it.
It's so cool to see. We're going to talk about this thing called the funnel games, which just happened recently. And the person who won the funnel games literally just like, I think it was like 6 months ago, signed up for this program. And we do these like little internal competitions called designathons. And the first designathon, they didn't even like place. And they took the experience that they got from that, entered our next designathon, got in, I think they actually won the designathon, then joined the funnel games and was the first ever winner of the funnel games, all within 6 months, has like insane amount of clients now, is just like absolutely crushing it. It's so cool to see. And we have lots of people that are having experiences like that.
It's exciting. And it's also it's motivating. Like I was inspired watching it, getting to be a part of it a little bit. Like it was a lot of fun. So for those of you listening that don't know about it, we recently did with our certified funnel builders, and Greg helped lead what we called the funnel games. And our certified funnel builders got to basically compete against Russell's funnel. They created a funnel that we ended up like was the top 10. I think we ended up paying for traffic. Like we sent traffic to those funnels to actually see in real time what was converting. Like this wasn't just judge based. This was what is converting. Like, this is how we see what wins. So tell us a little bit about the funnel games.
Yeah. So this was 2 weeks ago now. What is even the date? Yeah. 2 weeks ago. And
probably even later when this thing actually drops.
Right.
True. Right. But we had almost 100 certified funnel builders sign up to compete against each other. So when Laura asked earlier, like, do they get competitive? Yes, they get competitive, but they still all love each other and still all help each other out. It's an amazing community. Yeah. But, Russell said, hey, I'm going to give you guys my funnel, and I want you guys to beat my funnel. So it was the No BS Sales Letter VSL funnel. They all got that funnel and were like, create your own version of this. And we're going to choose top 10. We're going to run $10,000 a day in traffic to a split test. Everyone's going to get an equal amount of views on their page. And just the general traffic is going to decide who wins. So they started with 10. It got whittled down to, I think it was 5. And then they did the top 3. And then they did the final 2. And then there was just one winner.
Yeah, so and it was kind of agency versus individual. Like,
it did end up being that way. Yes. And we had some people that were just like solo funnel builders, just doing it all on their own. Some people who are like established agencies that have their, all their funnel builders certified. So they were working on it as a team. And actually, so it came down to Brooke Giro, who is amazing affiliate as well, amazing member of our program, and agency coach Mike Schmidt and AJ Rivera. Like, everyone knows who they are, right? From Funnel Hubs, their team competing against Brooke on her own.
No way.
Isn't that crazy?
And Brooke crushed it. And she's really new to the program. She was just getting her feet wet in these design-a-thons. And what I love is that you guys have come up with really fun ways to like get people to be a little bit competitive, to use their skills, to like gamify this, to be more competitive and challenge each other a little bit, which I think helps everybody. And to be able to see that stuff in the community, it inspires others. It's really cool. So then we had these funnel games, and I'm just hoping that now that we've gotten one of these under our belt and we saw how fun and exciting and engaged everyone was, that we can do more stuff like this in the future. So do you know if there's any plans to do stuff like this again soon?
I can't confirm or deny anything right now, but I will say I'm on the side of let's do another one. That was amazing. It was a crazy week, for the team and everyone. It was chaos for a week, but it was so fun. It brought so much awareness to the program and so much awareness to the actual builders themselves. I know Brooke is launching like a masterclass this week or something. Like, they are so busy now. The marketplace is lit up. Like, I can't see us not doing it again, but fingers crossed.
Now, okay, you're saying that the final numbers that Brooke ended up beating Russell's control. Do you have any of those numbers? Like, was this like by a lot? Was she just edging out? I mean, you have arguably the best funnel builder of all time. And sure, he gave, no, we have to give credit where credit's due. Like, he built that core funnel for her to kind of go and tweak off of. But do you have any like numbers? Is that something that Russell's going to use moving forward now, since it was beating?
So I'd say like the number one takeaway that we had, which mostly came from Brooke's submission and just all the submissions in general, and just the numbers that we saw, is congruency from the ads to the landing page to the funnel really, really matters. So Brooke's submission was actually quite different than Russell's funnel, because she started from the ad. She looked at the ad, the colors, the design, and everything, was like, hey, this is actually quite a bit different than the landing page.
So smart.
So like the colors, everything was different. It was like really bright, really fun.
Bright green, which is like not very magnetic marketing red.
Yeah, not really on brand. Yeah.
But it was also a breath of fresh air to see something so different.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I don't know if we're not allowed to say this, edit this out, but it actually was like almost 50% improvement for opt-ins compared to the original. Now, it wasn't the winner for sales, but they didn't edit the order form page. So the order form page was still red and black and everything, right? So they probably got thrown off once they got there. Whereas I think if she had done the whole funnel or had that chance to do the whole funnel, she may have even outsold the control as well.
Now, this, I want to break this down a little bit because I'm seeing so much genius in this. And I don't know if Russell or you, Greg, like saw how genius this was from start to finish, because there's so many components that go into this. One, like, hey, let's see if anybody can beat ours, and then we'll use it. Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. And then two, you're bringing more awareness, but you're also then getting more people involved. And you're basically getting free split testing. Sure, we put ads and everything into it, but I think that's just genius from so many levels to just say, hey, let's see if we can improve this funnel and let's crowdsource it. That's a genius.
It's a trifecta of winning.
Yeah.
It's just win.
Help us win.
Yeah.
I thought that was so cool for Brooke, especially as a solo funnel builder, to be able to build a page and get $10,000 a day in ad spend being sent to it. Like,
which is something that we wouldn't be able to
get that.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that regularly. You're not going to build a funnel and be like, let me just spend $10,000 a day. What a cool opportunity. What a great way to see how successful you are as a funnel builder. Like it's from start to finish. It was just really cool to see that. And
Laura,
also,
what we've got to do.
Maybe we should change our order form if we haven't done that too.
Right? That's what I keep saying.
What we should probably do, Laura, is we should probably have Brooke on like a follow-up
for sure.
episode, because that'd be fun to hear her perspective and her side of this. So we'll have to do that.
Yeah. And
She's an amazing story. Oh, it's so cool.
I do really want to hear from her. She did such a great job. And I know that she did like some recaps. Like she went on and did like Facebook Reels and kind of talked a little bit about the journey with it, and how
so brilliant.
All of this was still fresh and new for her, which is cool. But what I love too about the process of the funnel games is how I think it was like on the second or third day, Russell jumped in and he was like, hey, I got to take a look at some of these. And it was, unbeknownst to everyone in the Funnel Builder certification program who had submitted entries, that he was going to come in and say, like, I looked at some of these. I have a little bit of feedback. Here's what I think you guys can do to actually improve. So before we start spending the money, there's some minor tweaks that you guys can start to make. And he really just like gave feedback on how people can optimize their funnels a little bit more so that they could be more competitive. And I thought that was really cool, that he got to go in and start kind of like testing them out, looking at them, seeing like, oh, this is interesting, but if they did this, I think it would work better. And I think some of that feedback was specific enough where people were like, oh, I think that probably has to do with mine, or I can take that and really improve mine so that I can get in the top 10.
It was so cool. It's like, again, like someone like Brooke and he looked at a lot of them, not just the top 10, right? So some people that have just started building funnels to get Russell Brunson's eyes on your funnel just starting out. Like, what?
People pay tens of thousands of dollars for that, like Inner Circle, when Russell shows up in your room or something, you're getting like, boom. So for him to do that is awesome. I want to know what advice you have, Greg, for people who are just getting started and says, what, I like building funnels. What's your advice for them? I mean, can you talk to us about pricing? Like, how does this work? How does somebody get involved and say, maybe the funnel builder certification is the path for me?
Yeah. I mean, my advice is jump in this program. I can't tell you how many examples we have of someone who, was interested in this, but like, maybe I'm not tech savvy enough. Maybe I don't have the time. Like, we have so many examples of people that were having those same thoughts as you, that like just went for it. They saw the guarantee and everything. They went for it and are now just in the community, thriving, having so much fun, getting in the top 10 of the funnel games, getting clients. Like, it's crazy. So it's a $10,000 investment to join the program. And what that gets you actually is 2 years access to the program.
Oh, 2 years.
Yeah, which is crazy. You get a ton of bonuses. You get a year of ClickFunnels 2.0, a year of ClickFunnels Classic. You get a bunch of bonus softwares that are going to help you in all the things we're going to teach you. And then after that 2 years, to stay in the program, which we are constantly adding more exciting things to, just $500 a year to stay in and keep all of your certifications active.
No kidding.
The best deal ever. And we also have payment plans as well. And on top of that, we have a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you think it is somewhat interesting to you, take that chance, try it for 30 days. If it's not right for you, let us know before that 30 days is up. Send you your money back. And I can tell you, like, most people aren't doing that because they start having success with this program. So it's really, really
and cool. Clients. Yeah. Very cool.
Exactly.
For those of you who don't know, ClickFunnels 2.0 $297 a month. ClickFunnels Classic on the Platinum is $297. I'm just doing math here.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that's almost the whole price tag right there, not to mention the certification and getting one client, two clients. I mean, I don't know what you'd charge or anything, but it sounds to me like
expert funnel builders live every single day of the week. Literally Saturday and Sunday, we have team members live there for you. Wow. If you get stuck on anything, like literally every single day, something is happening.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask that because I know that there's a lot of access to different things and they have coaching and they'll have all of the resources they need at their fingertips every single day. But is this like, is it self-guided? Do people feel like, you know, if they don't have as much time as others, like, are they going to feel like they can still succeed?
Oh yeah. So it's all do it at your own pace. And we actually have we have these, they're called big domino accountability calls. We do these accountability sessions every single day and we actually have them grouped up. So until you get your first certification, you're in one accountability group. And then once you have a certification or two, you're in a second accountability group. So the first one is all about like getting that first certification, like getting started, like doing the steps in order. And, you know, some people get through that really quickly, some don't, but that's okay. You're always surrounded by other people that are working on the same thing as you. And then that second group is, okay, we have a certification. Now what do we do? How do we start marketing ourselves? How do we get our first client? So we have that all thought of already. Like we make it so that it's super easy for anyone to go through it at their own pace, whatever that pace is for them.
Yeah. I love it. And there's really nobody better for this because you came from the very beginning being in tech support. And it's funny because I find myself, you know, I have a lot of different teams under me, one of them being education. So I have them as a great resource for when I have questions about software. But you get so many of the best answers or the quickest answers that you need effectively from people in or that have been in tech support. So the fact that you started there, you've had so many different seats here, you're leading, you know, the funnel builder certification program. Like, do you feel like you found your groove? Like you're in your happy place now?
Oh yeah. This is like what I've always wanted to do at ClickFunnels. Like even before we started this, when I was doing the virtual hackathons, I was like, hey guys, like, we should do a certification program. I'm kind of doing that. We just need to give them some ribbons at the end. So yeah, it's like, it's what I've always wanted to do. It feels so right. And I will add too, Laura, like what you're saying, like having someone who's been in tech support being important, like almost every other member of our team, with the exception of Jason, who came in like from the outside world, the funnel Jedi, everyone else was in at some point in tech support and like thriving in tech support. Like, every single team member on our team is an absolute wizard with all the tech stuff.
Yeah. And it goes such a long way, knowing the fundamentals and the foundational stuff that started the software so that you can build and on top of that, help others. And I see what you're doing in the community and in the group, and it's exciting to see. It's awesome. And it's great to have you on the podcast talking about this. So thanks for being with us. We're chatting about the Funnel Builder Certification Program. Hopefully we can get more people in there. Can you tell us one more time where people can go to learn more about it?
Absolutely. Funnelbuilder.com. Just funnelbuilder.com. You can either hire a funnel builder or become a funnel builder.
Awesome, guys. Head over there. Check it out. We'd love to have you in that group and in our community. And Greg, we hope to chat with you soon. Thanks again, buddy.
Thanks, Greg.